All right, folks. Numbskull News Live. We're doing it live. Screw it. We're doing it live. I'm going to start with giving a little praise, though. I got to give a little praise before we get to the UNC Board of Trustees and them shitting themselves. Let me give a little praise, a little shout out to my Dallas Mavericks. Damn it, one game away from the Western Conference Finals. Luka, Kyrie Irving carving up Oklahoma City. However, Oklahoma City, damn good team. Youngest number one seed ever. And they got them on the ropes. Why? Because it's not all about athleticism. That's why. You got some crafty veterans. You got one big-time superstar in Luka. Kyrie still playing like a superstar. And he's got some patina on him. He's been around. He knows what it is to win a title. Man, it's just a good time here in Dallas Fort Worth. Damn it. It's always good to have one of our teams kicking ass. But yeah, we gotta talk about the whole UNC thing. And I know. I've talked about it till I'm blue in the face. But you know what? No one else wants to shut up about UNC. So why should I? It's that simple. You know, everyone wants to run their mouth that they're the most valuable brand outside of Notre Dame for the Big Ten or the SEC. And I just think that's ridiculous. But before I start hammering into all that crap that I've hammered into a million damn times, let's talk about the Board of Trustees. They had a meeting. One of them said, hey, we got to get the hell out of here. We got to get the hell out of the ACC. Now, before I get into anything else, what that particular thing means for the ACC itself, the perception, as if it wasn't bad enough to have FSU, to have Clemson filing lawsuits, trying to get the hell out of there. Now you have someone in the Board of Trustees of University of North Carolina, which a lot of people think that's the flagship of the ACC. That's where the offices are. That's where the ACC has filed suit against Florida State and Clemson. So if this is their flagship university, now their flagship people within the flagship university Board of Trustees says it's time to go. We got to do something. We can't just sit around in this piece of crap and wait for our two biggest money-generating brands to get the hell out of here. We ourselves have got to figure out something. That's astounding. That's astounding. So for all these people, I said, you know what? We'll just rebuild the ACC around UNC. Oh, no, you won't. You won't. Because they're not going to stick around. Now, that Board of Trustee, and look, if one of them's saying it, there's a lot of them thinking it. Just remember that. One of them saying it, multiple of those trustees are definitely thinking it or agreeing with it. But what he said was we have to get to a conference that makes more money. That's definitely the SEC. That's definitely the Big Ten. But folks, think about it. Once Florida State, once Clemson bails, you think you're going to get the same money from ESPN? Even if they're willing to re-up till 2036, which I definitely doubt, they're going to want to renegotiate that contract down. Because they're not paying what they're paying right now without Florida State and Clemson. They're going to pay less than that. Keep in mind, the ACC network, which has been, making some money, that's going away. That's going to be going down year after year after year. Why? Well, it's going to go down a lot once Florida State and Clemson leave. Think about all the subscribers you lose off of that. Why do they want to pay for the ACC network when their school's going to the SEC or the Big Ten? They'd rather have those networks. And let's not stop there. But as I've said before about linear satellite cable, that shit's going away. It's going down. Hundreds of thousands of people are cutting the cord every year. And that includes the ACC network. So that thing's monetary value is just going to keep getting cut and whittled down year after year. Florida State and Clemson is just a big, huge hunk out of that whittle that's going to hit you sooner than later. But wait, it doesn't stop. It's like that. Who's that guy who used to sell shit on TV? Billy, whatever his name is, Billy Bats, Billy whatever, Billy Bargains. I don't know what his name was. But wait, we got more. Once Florida State and Clemson leave, what do you think happens to your CFP payout, which right now is $13 million per school? Really nice. Really nice. What do you think happens to that? It gets slashed. That's what happens to that. The look-in clause kicks in. And it's going to look right up your ass and take something out of there. It's going to take some of your money away. So on 3 different fronts, the money's going down. That's for UNC as well. And when that money goes, UNC is going to leave. And I've heard absolutely jack shit. No one else has heard jack shit about about UNC talking to the SEC or the Big Ten right now. As a matter of fact, there's really no proof evidence that Florida State and Clemson. As a matter of fact, everyone seems to think Florida State and Clemson are just trying to get the hell out of there because they know they're going to go to one of the power or the Big Two conferences, Power Two conference, whatever. So what is UNC going to do? Are they going to try to get out? Not so sure. Not so sure they can. But what is also an option is the Big 12, because once Florida State and Clemson leave and the ACC's money gets slashed down, well, now there's another conference that makes more money than the ACC, and that would be the Big 12. And y'all know me. I don't think an invite's coming for UNC from the SEC or the Big Ten. So that leaves one place. One place. So this whole let's rebuild around UNC bullshit is bullshit. You just had a board of trustee tell you that's bullshit. We got to get out. All right, let's talk about some of these comments real quick. Immaculate, what's up, dude? Heard you were on your own, lone warrior, free agent, doing your own thing. Let me know whatever you get set up. Maybe you want someone to come in there and rattle your cage a little bit. If you're trying to do your own show, let me know. JBaller54. Hey, what's up, guys? Crazy crap every day with this ACC expansion crap. So here we go. You know it. You know it. How the hell can UNC be the flagship of the ACC when these idiots can't even get along in their own board? And isn't there some money trouble? Don't they have a kind of a Cal Berkeley type of problem where they're just, they're kind of screwed. They're, mismanagement. That word's been floated out there about their finances there in UNC land. Yeah, I don't think they can afford to stay in the ACC. That's what it's sounding like. Immaculate, there seems to be a considerable amount of division at UNC within the state as to what should be done with UNC in the future. Well, that's the wonderful thing about realignment. It kind of just guides you like a gutter ball exactly where you're going to be. Because if y'all remember, Utah, Arizona State, they wanted nothing to do with the Big 12 until they found out that the Big 10 or SEC wanted nothing to do with them. And their own conference imploded. Their last two big schools left. Colorado left. All of a sudden, that pressure, the outside pressure of the capsule is collapsing. Might be time to hit the escape hatch for this son of a bitch. Ends up as a soda can underfoot, imploding. And that's what they did. They came to the Big 12. Now, in the future, if they can get to the Big 10, will they? Yeah. So would Kansas. So would Kansas State. So would TCU. So would Texas Tech or anybody else. I don't hold anything against them, but the right here and now, you get to the Big 12 where you can still make some good money. All right, not that level of money, but you don't have to start cutting programs. You don't have to start slashing budgets. You don't have to watch, like Oregon State and Washington State. All of a sudden, here come all the decommits. Here comes everybody hitting the transfer portal. Your coach is going, getting the hell out of there, getting the hell out of Dodge. You see what I'm saying? A huge division between them. Yeah. Yeah. But, like I said, catastrophe seems to bring people together. So when the big one hits the ACC, they'll come together. Immaculate. Comcast just cut a deal with multiple streaming platforms for them to be on the service. So it seems like we are seeing a merging of cable and streaming. There's some of that, like Comcast. DirecTV has like a DirecTV Lite or something like that. It's just a streaming portion of it. And you see it with YouTube TV and things like that. I can guarantee you those rates ain't the same. Ain't the same. The amount of money you got out of local broadcasts and things of that nature, huge dough. But that's going under. I mean, who was it? Like Bally's? Gone. Yeah, Comcast will try to, think about it this way. Blockbuster, after they turned down Netflix, Blockbuster, they had like a video on demand kind of thing deal with a lot of cable companies back in the day, but it's kind of wasn't going to work out. Comcast, they'll try to figure some things out, but the problem is they're major networks. All right. Just think about what ESPN itself brings cable and satellite providers. Keep in mind, ESPN is going straight to consumer. Within the next 5-7 years, no doubt, you will not find them on a cable platform or a satellite platform. They will be a streamer, pure and simple. Now, that will help bring down the cost of a cable subscription or satellite subscription because they charge those companies like Comcast out the ass. But the thing is, so Comcast cuts the deal with multiple streaming platforms, but here's the problem. You lose ESPN. They're gone. All right, let's say you lose TNT. Let's say you lose a few others, big networks, going to their own streaming. Is it unfathomable or unreasonable to think that the future of CBS is Paramount Plus, or the future of NBC is Peacock, and the fact that they're joining forces to eventually one day you won't find them on Comcast, you won't find them on Spectrum, you won't find them on Verizon, you won't find them on any satellite or cable providers, no direct TV. It'll just be those apps. One day, yes. Now, does Comcast have the money and revenue to try to work some things out? They do. They do. And I wouldn't doubt if they had rights to a lot of shit too, that they could bundle up into something. Yeah. But life rafts only holds so many people. Comcast is doing what they need to do. And there's other, I believe Comcast has quite a bit more revenue streams than just being a distribution for networks. Let's see. J Baller 54. Countdown to the implosion of the ACC is on. We are now at DEFCON 5. Might be past it. The nukes are in the air. Let's see here. Outlaw of college football. What's up, bro? Big 12 is college football's great last hope if you don't want the Big 2 to take over. Well, here's the thing, Outlaw. And here's the dirty truth from a Big 12 fan. The Big 2 have already taken over. It really, think about what college football's been the whole time. You're an Alabama fan. They've been a blue blood program for decades and decades and decades, ever since Bear Bryant. Notre Dame, Texas, Ohio State, Michigan, USC. I mean, they've been running college football forever. It's not even really about the two conferences. It's about the blue bloods, the big dogs within those conferences. They've been running all of college football forever. They still do. Nothing. I mean, people keep talking, all this change, blah, blah, blah. Nothing's really changed. All right? Nothing's really changed. The letters on the field for some teams have changed. That's it. The price tag of what it costs to broadcast those games for those two conferences have gone way up. But let's not be fooled. All of these major programs, the bluest of the blue bloods, all the big dogs, they've been running shop for 100 years. They get all the best recruits. They get all the best corporate sponsorships. They get the red carpets. They get everything. Everything they want, vast majority of the time. I support the Big 12. Why? It's the same reason people love the NCAA tournament. I mean, everyone wants to see what Kansas is going to do, what UNC and Duke is going to do. You know, is Gonzaga going to break through? You know, is Arizona going to break through? You know, is Indiana ever going to come back? You know, there's all those big storylines. Is UConn going to win another one? But people also love Cinderella. People love it when some multi-directional state school out of freaking nowhere makes a Final Four run. And it happens in the NCAA tournament. Right now, what I'm excited about, especially with the 12 team and a possible future 14 team playoff, Cinderella's coming to the dance every year, baby. Every year. Just like in the NCAA tournament, Cinderella is in there every damn year. Now, it's going to be really hard in the CFP for Cinderella, whether that's the one G5 program or a Big 12 school or two to break through and do something great. But the opportunity's there. And this is why I love the Big 12. This is why I'm glad there's a conference that's not doing it the old school way, blue bloods who support all the everyone else. Because let's not be nice here. No one gives one solid shit about Northwestern football or Purdue football. No one cares about Vanderbilt football Do people really, really, really care about Mississippi State? People in Mississippi do. Anyone really care about Ole Miss? In Mississippi, they do. Who gives a shit about South Carolina? Well, about half of South Carolinians care. That's about it. Same thing with Arkansas. Same thing with Mizzou. But a lot of people all over the country give a big shit about what happens at Alabama or Georgia or LSU, Texas, Oklahoma. A&M, even though they've sucked for years now, is still a major story every year. Are they going to suck again? Every time they suck, it's a big story. When Mississippi State sucks, it's not a story. If Florida pops off a 10-win season, guess what? That's major freaking news in college football. But I seem to remember a few years ago, back-to-back undefeated seasons for UCF, and no one gave a shit. That's college football. The only people that care, that's what makes it special. That's why, when you go to some of these smaller branded schools, they're so freaking passionate because they know they're the only ones that give a fuck. The only ones. And that's been college football forever. That's why I never could get into it, because I wasn't a fan of one of the elite schools. My school was TCU, which is going to the MAC, the WAC, the PAC, everything but a Power 5, and finally into the Big 12. And then even when you get in there, you got to deal with UT in Oklahoma, that shit every year. Because you can't out-recruit them, you can't outspend them, whether over the table or under the table. They got you by the nutsack. Now they're gone. I'm not worried about Oklahoma State. I'm not worried about Texas Tech outspending me or Baylor outspending me. I'm not worried about Utah or even BYU. They got a nice national fan base. Dare I say international fan base. I'm not worried about them outspending TCU. Now everybody in this bitch has got a shot. That's what I love about the Big 12. So is it the last great hope of keeping the Big 2 from taking over? Not really. Because the Big 2 have already taken over. The Big 12's role in all of this really, truly, is to provide competition and legitimacy for those Big 2 conferences. You can break away and be like, oh, you put this big old circle jerk, but, you're leaving out a lot of schools, a lot of competition you're leaving on the wayside. You don't want people questioning your title to whatever champ that would be. So next year, if Alabama wins another one, if LSU wins, if Georgia wins, Ohio State or Michigan wins, probably not USC. Notre Dame's got an outside shot. No one's going to question it, right? Because the group of 5 has a team in there. All right. Well, whatever they do. The Big 12 will have a couple teams in there. So you got to go through everybody to get to hold that trophy. That's legitimacy. It's kind of undervalued. I took a lot of time on that shit. Outlaw. But mainly I read that, I'm like, there's been a lot of consternation about everything changing. I just don't see a lot of things change. I see I see the geography of certain conferences changing, but blue bloods being in power and controlling the majority of college football or basketball, I don't see a big difference. Immaculate. No plans for my own show at the moment. Was just a bit burned out. Wish those guys the best, just not for me anymore. I got you. I got you. Well, hopefully you'll make an appearance or two once in a while. Here's the thing, Immaculate. Here's the thing. I think you should do your own show. Don't have a schedule. If you don't want to put up a video for 4 or 5 days, don't. But you got involved because you like it, right? You're a nerd like the rest of us in your own special way. So you like to talk about it and talk shit and all that. I think you should. I know that you don't have any plans for your own show right now, but you should put together your own show. Like I said, my show ain't a big deal. Now, Big 12 Mafia, boy, they are cooking. They are, they're putting out the content, trying to grow that bitch. And that's the way. If you really want to grow and try to make a living that's doing this, then I'm not trying to make a living doing this. I do it because I like it. I like to get on here and talk shit about sports or whatever. And by the way, I got a second channel, Numbskull Music. I'll give it a watch. And I do that just out of the fun of it. Just out of the fun of it. That's what you should do. Because I know you're passionate about this stuff. You ought to. And that way, because like I hear people, talk about being burnt out, kind of being done, and that's from a lot of different creators and a lot of different spaces here on YouTube. But if you're not like me, I'm not trying to make a living at it. There goes the pressure. I'm not sitting here, oh, hope I got enough views, hope I'm making enough money. I don't. To me, it's like playing Farmville. Just trying to hit the next achievement, man. I don't care. JBaller54, miss you on there, Immaculate. Very informative. Appreciate it. Yeah, you got your fans there, buddy. Get your own channel cooking. Let's see. Outlaw of College Football. SEC will try to do best of both worlds. Expand into Carolina, Virginia Tech to get two new states, then close the borders by taking FSU and Clemson. I hate to burst your bubble there, Outlaw, but that's not going to happen. Because you got to think who pays the bills for the SEC. That is ESPN, and ESPN has lost half their value over the last 10 years. Billions of dollars evaporated. It's no shit. It's not me making it up. It's right there for everybody to read. Most people ignore it, but they've lost half their value. Their growth, they used to grow about 8% year over year, which is really good. Now they're at about 1% growth year over year. That's stagnant, and that sucks. Personally, what I believe is that Disney's like essentially trimming fat. You invest a little bit with Pat McAfee, which was a great ad for ESPN, because that's what is the Pat McAfee show. That it's a streaming platform anyway. It's what it is. And so they decided to invest in a guy who's doing big work. And that only helps them get more relevant and less stale, and then cut off a lot of the stuff that they've been there for years. And you're going to see a lot of studio shows going. A lot of them have been cut. You're going to see more of that. And I think they're trying to get it set up and ready for a nice sale. And I think, personally, I believe that they're going to sell to, it's going to be Amazon. That's what I'm thinking. They have the most to gain from buying ESPN from Disney. Because if you think about it, what is Amazon? It's online retailer. It's, the old thing about retail, it's always been about foot traffic, location, foot traffic. When you're online, it ain't much about location, but the foot traffic is still a big deal. Eyeball traffic. So if If you got the rights to ESPN and people got to come to Amazon, sign up for ESPN, sign up for Prime, go buy you some useless Chinese junk. That's how they win, because that's their model. Everything else to them is extra. Streaming stuff, extra. Amazon ain't even dependent on that. Everything's about drawing eyeballs, shoppers' eyeballs. RT, what's up, dude? Appreciate you being here. You know what the damn future holds, immaculate. Start you a little channel. Just throw shit on there when you want. That way you don't get burnt out. Yeah. Virginia Tech ain't going. That ain't happening. Sorry. Tony, what's up, dude? Okay. What do you think about college football video game? I don't know. Have not played it. Haven't really looked at it. Don't know much about it, to tell you the truth. I don't know. I'm not a big gamer. Maybe in my youth, spent some time on the Legacy of Kain series back in the day. Little Sarge's Heroes, Army Men. Mario 64 was good. Mario Kart was badass. And of course, Grand Theft Auto, but so I don't know. Chad Bracey, what's up, dude? I can't believe that clown McKinsey Law guy ruined our day. I can't believe that clown McKinsey Law ruined our day. You might have to specify on that one. I'm not sure who McKinsey Law is, or it's a law firm. I'm thinking it's a lawyer and ruin your day somehow. Let me know. JBaller54, I think actually Virginia Tech would be a better choice for the SEC over Virginia. How about neither? I think I can't see ESPN saying, oh, yeah, we'll pay big money for them to. I mean, I don't know. They just, to me, nothing against you there, Outlaw. Actually, I just think they don't have the value for your conference. 15 years ago, slam dunk. Now, no. UNC doesn't have the value for that shit either. They're not worth $100 million a year. For what? So you can get into North Carolina? That doesn't matter in the streaming world. I love college football. Immaculate, the whole academia thing with Virginia is overkill. So if I'm the SEC, I would prefer Virginia Tech over Virginia as far as better football history. It's about history with Virginia Tech right now. It damn sure ain't about the ratings. And that's the thing. The viewership sucks right now with Virginia Tech and Virginia. There's two schools that have viewership that's worthy of the SEC, worthy of the paycheck, and that ESPN can make money on. That's Florida State and Clemson. There's literally nobody else no one else that's worth the money. Even at half the cost, it's not worth the money. Chad Bracey, Davis McKenzie has an unhealthy level of obsession with the preventing conference realignment. I still don't know who the hell that is. I don't know. Maybe I should have watched Greg Pflugar today. I didn't. I didn't. What did I don't know what the hell I was watching. Something else. Seattle love college football. 100% agree. If Alabama is on another championship run and their schedule is going to have them playing in Virginia or either UVA or Virginia Tech, which stadium would you rather? I don't know, if I'm Alabama, I just don't want to waste my time. I don't know much about their stadiums, really. They're not Big 12 yet, damn it. When they get to the Big 12, I'll take a look. I'll take a gander. RT, Yormark's business acumen is getting some acknowledgement with the potential House settlement. What do you think Yormark will be able to accomplish over the next few years? Well, his whole job is to make sure the Big 12 stays relevant, or at least given the opportunity. That's a better way to say it. His job isn't to go in there and call plays, Monty. His job isn't to, go to a head coach and say, hey, you got to win more games. That ain't his freaking job. His job is to make sure business-wise the opportunity and the money is there for the Big 12 to compete. With who? With itself. I mean, I'm tired of this. Oh, you're falling behind the Big 10 and the SEC. Everybody's been behind them. Now that's where all the blue bloods are? What do you think? Think you're catching that? You're not. Keep your eyes on your own paper. Let the SEC do their thing. Let the Big 10 do their thing. Don't try to be them. We can't be them. We don't have Alabama. We don't have Texas, Oklahoma, A&M, Nebraska. We got Colorado back, but that's it. That's it. Ain't no one else coming home. They're gone forever. Stop freaking wasting my time, your time talking about it. What Yormark needs to be concerned with is the Big 12, making it the biggest deal it can. Give it the opportunity to be the biggest deal it can possibly be for itself. Parity is huge. It's massive. Ask the NFL. It's big time. So that's our play. That's our model. That's our brand. That's the Big 12 way, is parity. Everyone's got a shot. That's the only way you stay relevant and competitive. That's it. We're no threat to the Big 10. We're no threat to the SEC. Neither commissioner is going to read the riot act to Brett Yormark over anything because they don't have to. They're swimming in cash. J Baller 54, I'm a true and through Big 12 Dan. But there isn't a damn thing we can do to keep the Big 10 and SEC, from running the show. We're just trying to tread water and have some stability. Well, we are stable. We're 16 teams strong and 16 really good brands. Football, basketball, a lot of damn good basketball. We're basically the SEC of freaking basketball. Be happy with that. What's wrong with that? Oh no, Kansas doesn't make $100 million a year. Neither does Utah or Colorado. We have to settle for 50, which is more than the Big 12 ever made in its freaking life. Don't worry about it. I'm a TCU fan. Am I worried that we're not, we should be on the level with Notre Dame? Well, fuck me, we're not. We're never going to be. You think that TCU helmet with the Horned Frog is ever going to have what would you call that? The pizzazz of the Golden Dome? All right. The prestige of the Golden Dome. It won't. Win 4, 5, 6 titles in the span of like 20 years and maybe. But don't hold your breath. I love college football. We've been a blue blood since Wallace Wade and Frank Thomas in the 1920s and 30s. Bear learned from Frank Thomas as a player at Alabama. Just a nugget. Well, shit, outlaw. I'm giving you credit, and you're just trying to, just like a damn Roll Tide sumbitch, just trying to keep grabbing more credit. Oh, Bear Bryant, not good enough. We got to go to the 20s. I don't care what people did with leather helmets. That's what I'm trying to say, outlaw. fucking leather helmets. You want credit for the leather helmet. I think you got enough credit, buddy. I think y'all got enough. You got because of that comment right there. Y'all are probably going to be 8-4 next year. You're probably going to be 8. You just talked the football gods into knocking y'all down to 8-4 next year. Have a good 2024 season, Outlaw. You did it to yourself. Wasn't me. I'm giving you props. You wanted a few more. Now it's 8-4. That's the way it works, man. It's not. I didn't make the rules, man. I don't make karma rules. They make themselves. Richard L., what's up, dude? It's the SEC of the Big Ten's world, and we're just living in it. Well, no, that's not true either. We're living in the Big 12 world. We have our world, which doesn't depend on the SEC or the Big Ten or any of those blue blood universities. It just doesn't. We can do some business with them. We will do some business with them. It's not, this isn't, these people think, I don't know why. All right, because look, the Big Ten has its own world, its own conference, its own league. It can do whatever it wants. The SEC, same thing. The Big 12, the same thing. Guess what? The Mountain West, the American, the MAC, Sun Belt, they're all in their own world. That's propaganda bullshit. We're just living in their world. No, we're not in the SEC. We're not in the Big Ten. We're not in their world. We have our own world. People need to start getting that through their heads. Don't covet thy neighbor. I'm happy for Big Ten and the SEC. Good job on building your conferences the way they're built two different ways, but both of them have had monster success. Good job. Now, the Big 12 is going to try to build what we're going to build and make that as successful as possible. And so far, I would say right now it's the number 3 most successful conference, most stable conference in the country. I'll take that. With all the people fleeing this conference over the last 10, 15 years, including Texas and Oklahoma, I'll take that. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. Chad Bracey, do we now see that McKinsey guy show up on even more YouTube channels to gloat about sticking it to UNC? Sorry. I guess I'm just out on the McKinsey thing and all that, the drama. Y'all have to let me know how he stuck it to UNC. I'm not sure. Probably after I get through live streaming, I'll look it up myself. But, Outlaw of college football, there is a window, albeit small, for the Big 12 to get close to the Big 2. Easier said than done, but there it is. Win a national championship in football. That will be a start, the only way. Well, I think we'll get closer. I don't think it's going to be like, just use round numbers. Let's say the SEC makes $100 million. We're not going to be making 90. We're not going to be that close. But can we get closer than half? That's always been my thing. Can we get around 75% of what you guys get? 70%. If you can get to about 70% of what you get, then we're straight. We're good. But that's for the Big 12 to be concerned about. That's no problem with anyone else. But we'll get there through basketball. That's the only way we're going to get there. Can we break through and win a national title? Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I guarantee one day, I don't know when, one day the Big 12 will win a national title. Will we have a new Alabama? No. We're not winning, we're not going to have a wall of trophies in a 10-year stretch. That's not happening. But we don't need it to happen to have success and to count. Excuse me. Damn. Man, now you're spiking the ball on the mafia. Outlaw college football. Immaculate. Chad Bracey, from what I've been said, he hasn't said a single thing at all about it. I guess you're talking about the thingamajigger. I don't know. I think it's mostly all the legal side of this. Maybe when we get through some of this legal stuff, I will get hungry again. Yeah, I don't really, Immaculate, I don't really touch much of it. The legal stuff. No, I mean, I'll watch other people talk about it. PATC is great for that. He goes through all the legal stuff, and just because he's not like smarter than me or anything, he just has more interest in it. I think he's good at it, and I think he picks the right kind of things to pay attention to, and it's like he's trying to break it down for himself and us at the same time. So I like that. I like that. He's not above the fray. He's not below it either. That's just, I don't know. It's like when something big happens in it, of course, talk about it and do my best to figure out how it got there, why it got there, all that. But as far as tracking it day to day, no. I'm out. Our opposing forces might form a mighty tornado. What's going to happen? The SEC will take what they want when they want. I would expect no less from a Crimson Tide son of a bitch. The Arabs are going to buy ESPN. We will be seeing Alabama versus Riyadh Southern A&M in 2040. Oh, no, I think Amazon will beat them to the punch there, Outlaw. I think we may be seeing a partnership between Disney and Apple in the somewhat near future. You could. I think that would be kind of smart for both of them. So, yeah, if that does happen, then maybe Disney keeps ESPN in that partnership there. I don't know. Who knows? Outlaw of college football. Yeah. Virginia Tech is going. Much better choice than Song-Yes UVA. Virginia Tech will have a landing spot somewhere. They will. I wouldn't count on SEC, but they will. Even though Outlaw's in love with Virginia Tech, I don't, that's fine. But you're not going to get it all there, buddy. As a matter of fact, I don't think SEC gets to 20 teams. I think y'all get to 18. Hit the break. Good. RT. Was he the one who filed the complaint at the UNC BOT? I don't know. That pro ACC anti-realignment YouTube lawyer. Okay. I don't know how he's anti-realignment. I don't know. Duke grad. Oh, it never is. See, realignment's great. People who want to piss and moan about it, I don't get it. You think Vandy and Mississippi State bring $100 million? Time to contract and bring Virginia Tech in. Well, I don't know that Virginia Tech's better than either one of them right now. So I think it's more of a preference. See, who is more valuable, NC State or Virginia Tech? Depends on who you're talking about. Some people say Virginia or NC State is jack. It ain't even worth the Big 12. I don't know. I think they are. I think they both end up in the Big 12. Yes, me. There you go. Immaculate. Yeah, Virginia Tech is the inner Sandman Stadium, and despite their lack of success lately, Virginia Tech hasn't really lost their following or the numbers. Well, viewerships went in the dumpster. NC State seems to have the position of leverage via the North Carolina Board of Governors. So it's not really a fair comparison. NC State is in a position of strength. They definitely got their butt covered. That's what it seems to me. All right. I think Yormark should consider getting a streaming deal for extra third-party revenue. Well, we can't do that right now, Hidden Hawaiian. It's a 2031 kind of deal. And I'm trying to think of who said something. I want to give proper credit because this ain't my idea. That Heartland College sports guy, the really geeky-looking guy. He does good work. But, that's another option down the road. It's another option down the road as far as TNT, since they look like they're going to be out on the NBA. Looks like they got outbid by NBC. So if you want to add some basketball onlys and get a separate deal for basketball, TNT might be a good idea down the road. 2031 kind of thing. KU to the SEC. Don't yell at me. I'm not going to yell at you. However, if I worked at ESPN, I would yell at you. I would tell you, why are we going to give them even half a half share from the SEC is more than ESPN is paying right now for Kansas. Why are we doing that? It's not like we're going to get a bump in the ratings in football with KU. We're not. We're not. Oh, I know. The SEC wants to expand their footprint. I get that, but their bed's been made. They're just going to have to lie in it. Their conference is built on football. Anything else is just a little extra icing on the cake. But ESPN isn't going to pay for them to add in academic brands or basketball brands or basketball schools, UNC, Duke, Kansas, Virginia. No. As a matter of fact, if some of those conferences some of those teams move conferences, they're going to be moved to the Big 12 because it's $12 million a year. I mean, what's a half share in the SEC? Because that's what everyone tells you. Oh, they'll just go in for half. Half is what, $30 million? So they're going to spend that's still $10 million more a year. Why move Kansas from the Big 12 where they have a bunch of natural rivals like Kansas State? Oh, the rivalry with Mizzou. Here we go. Kansas versus Mizzou. That rivalry that's just like the Holy War. It's just like Red River. Same ratings. Look, I'm going to say this as bluntly as possible. No one gives a fuck about Kansas versus Mizzou. Outside of people in Kansas and outside of people in Missouri. People in Tuscaloosa don't give two shits. Not even two shits. Ask Outlaw of college football. Do you give a shit about Kansas versus Mizzou? No. You care about Alabama versus Auburn. You know what? I bet Outlaw will probably watch that Holy War game. He may watch it. He's heard about it. He may watch it. Maybe he watches the Backyard Brawl. Maybe he watches the Red River. Well, there's a lot of rivalries in college football, and there's a lot of them that don't freaking matter at all. Farmageddon. I'll say it again. Farmageddon. Why don't we have Farmageddon every year? Because it doesn't fucking matter. That's why. You can have it most years, fine, but we don't have to have it every damn year. And apparently, college football is doing just fine without Missouri and Kansas playing all the time. You know what? There's always non-conference. Why aren't they playing non-conference? Play non-conference. Outlaw. If the SEC and UNC gets UNC, we won't need NC State. Now, if the Big Ten gets UNC, then the SEC might want NC State for the Raleigh-Durham market. Market. You'll do better taking Miami. It's in Miami. If you're that concerned, we're already in Florida. Who gives a shit? You're already in Texas, but you took UT, didn't you? Oh, who gets credit for the cup? For the cup? What cup? Not sure there are two, Master. Chris Lamb, what's up, dude? Love your content. You shoot it straight. Appreciate you. Lifelong Washington fan. All right. We cheated in the early 90s, giving our quarterback a brand new Camaro. Now we paid $2 million for it. Basketball center. Feels like cheating. Well, it's not. And don't feel bad about the Camaro. I'm sure he still has it. If he does, it's on blocks. Not grabbing. Leather helmets were tougher. So you're probably going to be 2-9 frog humper. No, we ain't. No, we ain't. What's up, Coos? Got everybody coming in this. Yes, sir. Frog humper. I never thought of that. They are honey-toed. Yes, horned frogs, sir. So I suppose that is true. It's a different kind of frog. This is a battle frog. All right. It's like, there's a racing snail in a never-ending story. Well, here in North Texas, we got us some damn killer frogs. Yep, North Carolina. They're going to leave. They just don't know they're leaving for the Big 12 yet. Coos Corner, I invited McKenzie on mine, and he ghosted me. Well, this McKenzie guy's drawing a lot of hate. A lot of hate. Tar Heel, did I miss the all-you-can-eat crow and salad bar? Wow. Look who finally shows up on a live stream, you son of a bitch. Well. No, there's no crow, Tar Heel. I don't know why you would think there'd be crow yet. Did they go to the Big Ten? Did they go to the SEC? Did they get the invite? Was it published? What happened? No? Well, shit. To Master, I was blocked for asking him a question. I didn't block you. I may have hip checked you, but I didn't block you. Chad Bracey. Guy always rubbed me the wrong way. I'm late. North Carolina is leaving? Yes. Big 12. Mr. JD. Big 12. The problem is if any Big 12 team gets good and consistent, they get poached. It's not that easy. Once the conferences are that damn big, those kind of dollars you're talking about. So at some point, that's it. They cap out, essentially. There's only so much growth, so much room for growth in both of those conferences. So, because here's the thing, the members of those conferences don't want to make less money by bringing in other people. See how that works there? That's why it works like that. And then now that you have the cable bundle, satellite bundle, your linear crap, now that that's suffering and it's not drawing the same kind of revenue it used to, it's still doing good right now, but every year it's diluting. So in the future, it's going to be more about streaming, which is about viewership. So even, let's say Colorado is able to maintain top level, maybe not like last year, but let's say, even after Dion leaves, I mean, what if this is a program that still gets close to 2 million viewers a week? Which is crazy, but let's just say that they were able to, between 1 and 2. Would the Big Ten be interested? Maybe. People within the Big Ten with Fox and all that? Not really. Not really. I don't think so. At some point, you are what you are. I mean, are we going 40 teams a conference? We're not. There's a cutoff line, and we're really close to it. Really close to it for the Big 10 and the SEC. The Big 12 has a lot more room for growth because the money isn't insane right now. Immaculate. Nothing filed, JD. The Board of Trustees kind of got smacked down today. Yeah, there was quite a bit of drama on that. The ACC picking up like the likes of Boston College, Syracuse, and Pitt didn't help the conference. Well, things were different back then there, Brett. Things were a little different back then. Besides, Pitt's not a bad school. Syracuse has got a little more value than you may think. Boston College, had that market. Had the market. Mr. JD, ACC needs NC State and the Virginia schools to rebuild around. Oh, I think you're talking about future Big 12 schools there, sir. Kuz's Corner, I don't understand the legal stuff enough, nor am I interested in it enough to get into the weeds. Plus, I don't really have the time. It's a lot. Yeah. I'm kind of right there with you, Kuz. I'm not really going to go all balls deep into that all the time. Can't do it. Brett Moritz. The ACC picking up the likes of Boston College. Georgia Tech has been down at the worst possible time. Well, they don't have the best timing there in Atlanta. What's up, Sergeant Pickles? Appreciate you being here, sir. Rhea Ripley's Peanuts. I think there's a long line for that ride at Six Flags there, Outlaw. So, Coos, unless you got a fast pass. Coos, hey, Pickles. It's more than evening here in almost heaven. It was kind of sad to see the SEC patch on. It's kind of sad to see the SEC patch on Quinn Ewers' jersey for the video game cover. Oh. Yeah, I'm not that broken up. I'm just not that broken up. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it there, Immaculate. Secret Clubhouse show. Not a lot of people are doing Thursday things. I was thinking of doing a Thursday show. Everyone was, because I started off with the Sunday and the Wednesday, but then everyone's doing freaking Wednesday. It's kind of like a gap. There's like kind of work my way into Thursday. So I think a lot of people are just off. not have anything to do on Thursday, so they can come on in here and just shoot the chat, and that's good. Always has been Immaculate. Welcome to the club. I appreciate that there, RT. Very eclectic. Oh, there you go. I was trying to fit. I'm like, that doesn't say electric. I knew you're a decent speller, Mr. Mosta. North Carolina State is probably more valuable today because are in North Carolina. Other than that, they are about equal. All right. And old Pete Mundo. That's right. Pete Mundo. Did you see how easily Nebraska's schedule is? Easy 7-0 start before they get to Columbus. They need a 7-0 start there in Nebraska. Oh my God. Yeah, Yormark should have already been online with Turner. I'm sure there's a little bit behind the scenes there. Still in denial. Just freaking amazing. I hope that says amazing. So I don't think amazing. I don't think that's a word, Tar Heel. Oh, Coos. No. This is Tar Heel. I'm glad he's here. Usually I would have signed off by now. I'm about an hour and 5 minutes into the live stream, but Tar Heel, I'm going to make a little time for you. Still in denial about UNC. I'm not the one in denial. I have not heard two freaking words from anybody from ESPN, anybody from Fox. There's been nothing out there that they're willing to pay SEC and Big Ten prices for UNC, a basketball school. It's not a football school. It's an academic school, a damn fine one. It's a basketball school, clearly one of the best, if not the best. I give you all kinds of props out there, Mr. Tar Heel. But what I'm not going to give you, and what doesn't make any logical sense at all, is to pay that kind of money for UNC to enter an athletic conference based off of football revenue. That's what it's based on. Football revenue. UNC doesn't have it. As a matter of fact, they don't have a lot of money right now at all. They just need to get to a conference that's stable, and it'll be making more money in the future than the ACC. That's the Big 12. It would be the SEC. It would be the Big 10 if they could get in. That's not happening. See, John, what's good, numbskull? Seems to me Kansas makes ESPN and Fox more money in the Big 12, best basketball conference. There you go. It's always better to make money versus losing it. I've done both. I've made a little money and I've lost a little money. I like making it. It's so much better. It feels better. He has, from the bowels of unrealistic hell, Tar Heel has returned. Nebraska will be 6-1. I think they would take that too. Tar Heel, I came for the all-you-can-eat crow and salad bar. Well, there's going to be a lot of crow for you. You ain't got to eat it right now, though, Tar Heel. I haven't proven nothing to you yet. Nothing I've said has come to pass yet. Even though, like I said, UNC has not gotten the invite to the Big 10 or the SEC yet. They also haven't gotten one from the Big 12 yet. So nothing's happened. So you don't have to eat any crow right now. You're good. Sergeant Pickles, I'm just here so I won't get fined. There you go. Get your bag of Skittles. Tar Heel, so dumb. Well, I don't think you're that dumb, Tar Heel. I just think you're kind of ridiculous. Not saying SEC would take NC State, but Miami is a private with a fan base dependent on dated success. NC State has more stable fan base, being a number 2 in North Carolina. Yeah, but what is the ceiling on that fan base there, sir? I mean, let's go nuts. NC State goes 11-1 next year. Let's say they go 11-1. Let's say they win the ACC. That's a good team. It's not completely out of the realm of improbability that they could actually win the ACC. I mean, it's a smaller percentage chance than Clemson or Florida State, but they could. They're good. Let's say they get to the playoff. as the ACC champ. Let's say they win a first round game. Let's say they win a first round game. Oh, let's say they beat Notre Dame in the first round. Woo! That'd be nice. Let's say they win a second round game. Holy shit. Let's say they beat who could be there? Let's say they beat LSU in the second round. Whoa. They're in the Final Four. All right. And, they go against, who should I? Let's say they face Oregon in the Final Four round there, right? And they get beat. But they look respectable. They get beat by like 10 points. The next year, how high, where's their ceiling on their viewership the next year? Where's that ceiling? Now let's flip it around. Let's give that whole thing. Let's say all that stuff that happened that NC State accomplishes. Let's give that to Miami. The ratings are way higher. Way higher. You're right. I think NC State has a more consistent, they have how would you say? I don't know if a lower floor. I don't even think they have a lower floor. But they're more consistently there than maybe Miami. But when Miami's good, it's blue blood rating. Top shelf, top 5 ratings when they're good. When they're really good. That's the difference. NC State, you're only going to get so much. Miami, you're going to go right through the ceiling. That's the difference. Immaculate, quite the group you have gathered here, Numbskull. Well, I appreciate that. I didn't gather them. They were just bored and have nothing else to do. Sergeant Pickles, Tar Heel. Don't take it personally. I defended the pack to the very end. Sergeant Pickles did. But you know what? Sergeant Pickles, I would say quite a bit more respectful. You don't have to agree, Tar Heel. I know you're against me on that. By the way, you're not alone, Tar Heel. Most of the college football universe, media, YouTube space, they all agree with you. I'm on an island, and I like my island. Greg Sinke ruined college football. He didn't ruin it. Let's don't give him so much credit. He didn't ruin it. Tar Heel, so dumb. See what I mean? Disrespectful every time. Not that I care. UNC's concern is about revenue to support its athletics, but will move for less in the Big 12. That's the thing. Would they move right now, Tar Heel, to the Big 12 if they had a shot right now? No. It's too much shit going on. I'll tell you this, Tar Heel. Like anybody else, like TCU, like Kansas, like anybody, if they get the call from the Big Ten, they'll go. Of course. They get the call from the SEC, they'll go. Of course. Our disagreement is whether or not that call is coming. It ain't. It doesn't make logical sense. That's the only thing I've been saying the whole time. Now, I'll say it again. When the ACC starts, when they lose their 2 top teams, their revenue changes because ESPN is not going to pay the same rate for what's left without Florida State, without Clemson, without that viewership. It ain't worth as much. You're going to lose money there. You're going to lose money from the ACC network. Without Florida State, without Clemson, that thing tanks. Without them, your $13 million a year from your CFP payouts takes a hit. When all of that happens, you'll be making substantially less than the Big 12. So yeah, the revenue to support its athletics, they will move to the Big 12 rather than stay in an ACC for far less money. Hot take, UTSA will be in the G5 playoff. Will be the G5 playoff team. Hey, I don't mind it if the Roadrunners get in there because that's one of the most badass mascots, period. The Roadrunners. Did no one else grow up with the Looney Tunes? Come on, man. Tar Heels, my pack predictions were accurate. Whoa. Woo! Somebody doesn't know how to tell the truth. No, you were 1,000%, 180 degrees wrong on the pack. You said none of them would come to the Big 12. You said they'll find another deal. And what did I tell you the whole time there, Tar Heel? There was no media deal. There was no linear deal for the pack, and that's what killed them, ultimately. I told you that was going to happen. I told you when that happened, at least those 4 schools were coming to the Big 12, and I'll be damned. And you said they wouldn't. So how is that prediction accurate? Test subject 38 won't be less if Clemson and Florida State leave. I'm sure UNC will go to the Big 12 if they have no other choice. That's what Florida did. I'm sorry. That's what Utah and Arizona State did. They had no other choice. If they wanted to play Power 4 football and basketball and everything else, it was Big 12 or bust. Same will be true for UNC. NC State, Virginia Tech, Duke, Virginia, Louisville. Yeah. Tar Heel, so dumb. Where FSU and Clemson P2 invites, you assume when you wish and reconciles with your delusions. No, nobody's been invited. Already covered that there, Tar Heel. No one's been invited. FSU and Clemson, they know they got a landing spot. They know it already. Nothing official, but they know. Immaculate, Boston College, Syracuse, Pitt, all used to be a lot better in football. Yeah, sometimes bad times do happen, unfortunately. FSU pushed of Boston College, Syracuse, and Pitt. Pushed 4, maybe? I don't know. 4. No, gotcha. No free food. I'm out. Okay. All right. Shanky lurking in the background. Sergeant Pickles, I have considered for Big 12 expansion. Even if Georgia Tech isn't a sexy pick, travel to Atlanta is insanely easy. I have considered for Big 12 expansion. Okay, I have. Gotcha. Same applies for Memphis, Tulane, Rice, UTSA joining a rebuilt Pac-12. Okay. I don't have anything against Georgia Tech there, Sergeant Pickles. It's one of those things that's up to ESPN and Fox. But there's value there. There's value there. Memphis, Tulane, Rice, UTSA joining the rebuilt Pac-12. Memphis is one I left out. Maybe I shouldn't have. I did a video about that. I didn't include Tulane. I was trying to keep it to where, 12 teams. But I'm kind of including in what I think might be the new Pac-12 would be Stanford and Cal going back. SMU going to the Pac. So that leaves one spot. And for me, I was like, need another Texas school. And So to me, it was UNT, Rice, Texas State, or UTSA. I went with Rice because it's Houston and because I believe Cal and Stanford would really, really like being in a conference with Rice with all that academia going on. Lightning Dragon 12. You're right, Sankey's a bum. I don't like him, but I don't know about bum. To Masta, the Nile is a river in Chapel Hill. I think it does run right around there. Sergeant Pickles, Phillips sounding more like Kleokofish by the day. Yeah, there's not too many places for Phillips to go. There's not a lot he can do there. Sergeant Pickles, nobody wants to be told their conference is dying. Big 12 fans were in a massive denial post UTOU, but the Pac-12 didn't have the guts to pull the trigger. Here's the thing. I mean, maybe some Big 12 fan, this Big 12 fan, I was like, I think we're dead. I think we're dead. I thought Kansas was going to get eaten up. I thought someone was going to come in and grab TCU, maybe Tech, Oklahoma State. You know, maybe not Big Ten or the SEC, but I thought surely the ACC would expand this way. You know, I thought the ACC was going to snatch up West Virginia, maybe Iowa State, you know, or maybe get into Texas with TCU or something like that. And I thought for sure the Pac-12 would take Tech, you know, probably not Baylor because it's a religious school. But, you know, maybe Oklahoma State, something like that. I thought for sure, definitely, I thought for sure Kansas would be going Pac-12 or something, or maybe ACC. And both conferences were really stupid not to do that. And it's bit them both in the ass. Mr. JD, which week one game are you looking forward to the most? For me, it's Notre Dame versus A&M. Well, I don't know all the week one games right now, but see, why is it Notre Dame and A&M being played in Ireland? FSU? It's the Fighting freaking Irish. Put them in freaking Ireland. Come on. Tar Heel got to stop. You're never going to stop, unfortunately. I don't like admitting it, JD, but I am, for some damn reason, intrigued by USC versus Michigan. I mean, look, it's two big brands. You know, there's some old Pac-12, you know, Big Ten history there. What if we beat Tennessee? Hey, sky's the limit. You know what, Sergeant Pickles? You're my favorite person from Washington. I appreciate you, homeboy. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Cornhuskers are not going 7-0 under Matt Rule. Maybe. It could happen. Immaculate. Huskers are going to be starting a true freshman. It could be absolutely brutal. I'm hearing 7-0. I'm hearing 6-1. I'm hearing brutal. Oh, they were so damn good in the 90s. Sucks. So this is where you're hanging out, Immaculate. He's following me. Yeah, look at there. You got you. Stalker has arrived, Immaculate. Go Hogs and go Dogs. There you go. UNC. Oh, hell. Anyway, thank you for being here, Jamie. I'm about to have to hang this crap up, though, so let y'all know. Kenneth Maynor. Tar Heel, the ACC will implode, but survive as a lesser conference. But I agree with you that UNC will be a Power 2 school. Remember, it's going to be a Power 3. They'll continue to be a power school. Power 3. Daniel Hamilton, hold on. I'm a big Tar Heel fan. I think it's best that the Uncle Tar Heels should join the Big 12. There we go. He sounds dumb every time he starts off with so dumb. That's his thing. That's what he does. The secret tree houses are fun until the secret is out. It only takes one to ruin something. That is true, Jamie. I don't see McKenzie showing up, Jamie. Whoever. This McKenzie guy's got a lot of hate. I love how Alex Donna on his show this morning was talking about Jim Phillips and was acting like everything is all well. That was almost bad. That was like right down the wrong pipe. But I'm such a freaking man, I choked it down anyway. Oh, we've got that option worked out. Just a few numbers we have to put. Yeah, I heard that crap. Together first. Yeah, right, Jim. You keep on doing your thing. Dono is still better than the other guy who's so negative. Forgot his name. I'm not sure. Big Ten will probably get Utah by 2030. It could happen. Monkeys can fly out of my ass. You never know. Immaculate. I'm going to see Mike, and he's like me. Doesn't see Virginia coming to the SEC. They will have their own issues. Yeah, that ain't happening. Agree. Best show for us third shifters. Thanks. Hey, appreciate you, man. Very much. Jamie Thornton. Why does everyone make such an issue out of traveling? It's not like one of those schools are in the Bermuda Triangle. Well, Miss Jamie, not everyone makes that big old hog money. I'm not surprised with UNC bureaucracy. It's how it is here. 17 schools is a lot to manage, including NC State, ECU, App State, Charlotte. Too many cats to herd. That is a lot. That's a lot of damn schools. I never thought about that. I don't know why. I always thought ECU and wasn't thinking about where they're at. My Mountaineers still trying to get that Tar Heel off their heels after the bowl game in Charlotte. Yeah, it wasn't fun. Didn't look fun. It's wild. People have to understand the audit UNC approved. It is a must. The first thing UNC has to do is give the North Carolina Board of Governors a financial report that includes third-party evidence of everything of why UNC has to leave. They will file that. Thank you, Miss Thornton. And you do. You know where it goes. USC and LSU versus LSU sleeper. Seems like a sleeper on week 1. Kind of. Tyson Chicken, Walmart, Jerry Jones. I know he gives to the program, Miss Jamie. That's a Dallas guy. He is now. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna hang him up for the night. Wash my hair, get my beauty rest, get ready to do it again. I'll be back on Sunday. As long as there's no family crap going on, most of the time I can get something done on a Sunday, do a live stream. But I'm going to try to, as I said before, try to make Thursday night this little treehouse of horrors. Try to make that a normal thing on Thursday nights, around 9:30-ish. Should be able to do it unless UPS wants to drown me in stops again. But today was an easy day. So here I am. And here I go. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. For you guys who threw money at me, that would be Mr. Test Subject 38. Thank you very freaking much. Appreciate that. Sergeant Pickles. Y'all are too kind. Very much too kind. And thank you, everyone. Two Masta being here. Coos. I mean, freaking immaculate. Arturo Balderos. You know, appreciate you. All of you guys, man. Jamie Thornton, thank you so much for being here. Hidden Hawaiian. I'm always glad when y'all showed up. Mr. JD throwing in some comments. David Frame got in on it. I appreciate you guys, man. Kevin Hampton, never seen you before, but I'm glad you threw in some comments, dude. That's really cool of you. Trying to go through here, make sure I try to thank everybody here. C. John, thanks, dude. Outlaw of college football. Awesome, dude. Appreciate that very much, you being here. Did I say two Mosta? Maybe I did. I don't know. Richard L., thank you. Chancey. I said Chancey Brown. Straight from Starship Troopers. No, Chad Bracey, appreciate you. I think I pretty much got everybody. Chris Lamb, thank you very much for being here. Brett Moritz. Moritz. Do you sell Kias? There's a Moritz Kia down the street. I think I got everybody. I think I did. J Baller 54, of course. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, very successful freaking live stream. Thank you. Now, piss off.